today's video, we're going to talk about just a really simple mistake. And this video has been massively inspired by somebody who is actually visiting for golf lessons at the moment. And we've recently just had the first video, and he's somebody who swings over the top, bit out to in, and he's been that way for probably as long as he can sort of remember. And it's just fascinating because probably like a lot of golfers like yourselves, you try and make all these alterations and you watch different videos and stuff, but it's quite often the basic things that are letting you down. And in this case it really was, and it's as simple as shoulder alignment. So I wanted to create this video because I talk about different things on the channel, and I just thought, you know what, let's just do something really simple to make sure. And you guys need to check up on this as well, because so many golfers, you see them on the driving range, probably the same as yourself, they might check their alignment, they might have something down on the floor, like an alignment stick running parallel towards your target that you're aiming at, but you kind of neglect what's going on with reference to the upper body. And you might, like our golfer that I'm referring to, started to get himself where he kind of got the upper body over the ball, which is not the biggest problem in the world, but again, the shoulders were probably 20 degrees open. Club face was still square to target, but it was going to be really difficult for this golfer to ever avoid swinging too much out to in and across the ball because the shoulders are too open. So what we did is made a very subtle change, but we've gone from hitting a high slicing shot to a more lower drawing shot pretty much instantly. And obviously it feels peculiar. And what we did is we just kind of, obviously, first of all, we just got to make sure the shoulders were square. And that's what I'd suggest for you guys. Make sure your shoulders are parallel in that set position. Okay, parallel towards your feet, parallel towards your, or definitely parallel, not parallel towards your feet, but definitely parallel towards your target, like so. So we did that. Now, obviously the club face is still square to target, but from his perspective, that's changed dramatically. And again, you might just check on these little basic things yourself. So you still want the club face pointing towards the direction where you want the ball to go. And then we took hold of the club. And what started to happen, and I talked about this in a recent video where I sort of talked about, look guys, maybe if you're somebody who struggles with this sort of what I'd class as spinny over the top move, maybe start feeling like you're a little bit more tilted in your setup, maybe start getting the feeling that your right arm is a little softer in the address position instead of sitting so much on top. And again, today's lesson has just been a massive example of how you can make such a subtle alteration, but it just completely changes everything. Because all of a sudden we've got the shoulder square. His grip now feels a little stronger, but again, that's just relative to, obviously, if my shoulders are more open, it just changes the rotation of the arm. We get the shaft angle in front, so that de-lofts the club, gives you that sort of bit of compression. And then from there, obviously the shoulders are now square, and it's going to give you that ability to get the club coming more on the inside, which is going to make a massive difference to your delivery. So I think if you're a golfer who is struggling in a big way to make a alteration towards your swing, then what I would suggest is just double check the basics, and in particular shoulders, because the shoulders are a big one and they're a big problem that I tend to see with golfers. And all of a sudden you start unknowingly making more and more compensations. So you start aiming different with your alignment, aiming different with your shoulders, trying to do anything to sort of kind of get the golf ball going straight. But if you just get yourself back to basics, square shoulders, get the hands ahead, your head will feel like it's looking at the back of the ball. You'll find it so much easier to hit that sort of inside part of the golf ball and get that golf ball drawing. So double check, because it's made a big difference here. If you're interested in lessons, you can find out more information in the description box below. See you guys again really soon.